Well, welcome back to Nevada King's channel, growing a high-grade discovery in Nevada, trading on the TSXV under NKG and the OTCQB under NKGFF. To break down some of the recent news discoveries going on, we have John, the CEO, joining as always. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Kyle. Great to be back.
Yeah, always a pleasure to get you back on. And you guys have quite a diversity of metals you're going after here with the recent announcement that you expand the Silver Park East mineralization with a 350 meter step out, intercepting about what 0.93 grams per ton of gold over 14.6 meters starting at surface. Do you want to simplify this, break this down, and tell us what this news means?
Yeah, so going into this program, we were comfortable that we had at that point a 300 by 450 meter mineralized footprint at, what we knew was Silver Park East. We have a RAB drill and we're just doing some drilling just to the south and southwest, and then it had some success, and we're kind of surprised. Generally, we're just looking. First of all, the RAB drill can really only go down to about 30 meters. So I was really looking for geochemical anomalies, seeing if this trend continues there. We ran some assays on it and we were like, wow, this starts right at surface. We're almost at a gram per ton. There's oxide mineralization. There's more of exactly what we're looking for. So it's pretty exciting and a bit transformational for this Silver Park target here, where, before we're doing an infill program on that 300 by 450 meter mineralized footprint to really, just test out the continuity and see if that could go into an inferred resource. Now that we have this cluster of holes, 350 meters to the southwest of that mineralized footprint, it's pretty exciting. We believe that this might tie in with that main Silver Park East area, and be connected, and obviously that creates a massively larger mineralized footprint for us to both infill, and then looking forward, if it does get to that resource category, could be quite large. And does this continue southwest? We also have a gap to the east that's 270 meters. So, anyways, ultimately, this is turning into something that's far larger than we had expected going into this program, where we thought we are just going to quickly do an infill program, get this to an inferred resource, and try to get this out to the market with a resource. But now we've got a pretty good problem on our hands where, how much more do we do? Where do we push this? So yeah, a lot of good decisions for us to be making in terms of seeing how big this thing can get.
Yeah, appreciate the insight there. And I mean, we're starting to see a little bit of a correction. Things are leveling off with the precious metals, but they're still at incredible highs here. I mean, do you want to just, for newer audiences stumbling in here, explain why they should be paying attention to Nevada King stock today?
Sure. I mean, like, yeah, gold and silver have pulled back from their highs, but I mean, we ran our resource at $2,200 gold. So, I mean, gold just under 5,000, we're fine with that. We ran our resource at $25 silver. So, $76 silver today, we're fine with that too. In terms of our view on the metal prices, yeah, it got pretty heated there, and things were moving up very quickly. I was at the VRIC conference a couple weeks ago, and the chatter there was kind of this sense of, this is wonderful, but how long can this last? There's going to have to be some profit taking at some point. There's going to have to be some consolidation. It doesn't just continue like that forever. So just looking at gold, you got a 50-day moving average of about 4,600. So if it tests that and bounces off of that, fine. But I mean, the structural, I guess, changes that have propelled gold and silver to the heights that they are, like, those aren't going away anytime soon. So, as a management team, I think we'd prefer to see kind of steadier, more measured steps, test this consolidation, see how that goes, and let's just continue to move up from here. But in terms of the economics on the project, like I said, we're comfortable with $2,200 gold, $25 silver in terms of our resource numbers. We might look to, once we put out a resource estimate, if we have success, I should say, on the infill program with Silver Park East, we could look to do an updated, or I should say, a maiden resource estimate at Silver Park East. And then maybe down the line, we look at an economic study at Atlanta, and to be able to run it at, I mean, $3,000 gold, it was something that we weren't really fathoming a couple years ago. So very fortunate to be in that position, and then to be able to sensitize that to spot. Like, my goodness, like, these numbers are going to look pretty good when we got an oxide deposit Silver Park's very close to surface, also oxidized. So that leads to lower processing costs, lower capital costs, all else equal compared to a sulfide deposit.
On that note, I appreciate the insight today. Again, as always, we'll pass it off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think, but definitely consider subscribing as the story evolves. News catalysts come down the wire, of course. We'll bring it to you here. But on that, we look forward to catching you in the next one.